just describe the environment tonight?
It was cool. It was a really exciting preseason game. It's great to kind of see some of the fans out there, hear the Brooklyn chant. So we're looking forward to the opener.
Can you talk a little bit about, how you guys have been preparing and what kind of adjustments you still need to make to feel comfortable enough to be here?
We're comfortable right now. Obviously, we just gotta, keep working on our stuff. There's a few times where we had some breakdowns offensively and defensively, and we've been practicing a lot of stuff, so we're just gonna continue to work on it. And just get as fluid as possible, first unit and second unit.
Avery likes to see those dirty rebounds. You guys get a few of those tonight? Going against other teams?
Dirty rebounds.
Yeah, that's what he was calling them.
Yeah, I think that, when the ball's loose, we got to get down and get those balls. It just kind of sets the tone if every time the ball gets tipped and we're just on top of it, it leads to transition buckets. And, it makes us the aggressor. 9 times out of 10, the aggressor wins.
Did you have some feelings when you're out there on the floor? No, it's not a group of emotional guys, but just kind of some chills or the moment it's really happening? Or is it just basketball?
I'd like to give you a story on that, but no, not really. It's for me. Once we get out there, it's basketball. I was sitting there and hearing the Brooklyn chant when I was in the game. That was really cool. But once the ball jumps, we're playing. I see my teammates, the other team at the rim. But it's unbelievable to be here. We can handle all the press, all you guys. We're not cramped in here. It's a good setup, so we're looking forward to opening night and really getting it going in Brooklyn and stuff. Give me the mustache back, too.
You want the mustache, I know. We smell a little better when we have a big space here.
Yeah,
sometimes it'll smell very good. You get the mustache November 1st.
Okay. Thanks, man.
This is only a preseason game, but how do you compare the atmosphere to what you saw in the last
Yeah, that was probably better than most of our regular season games right there. So, it was great. I think that everyone's gearing up for the opener. We're excited, and we're going to keep working and keep getting better. We have a lot of room for improvement, so that's what we're focused on.
Even though there's a bit of pressure coming up with the Knicks and the season beginning, do you feel a little peace of mind with the contract being settled and being on this team and knowing what you're going to be doing? Training camp is
Yeah, obviously, all the things you mentioned help people feel comfortable. But I think nobody's really just comfortable. It's all about, making the playoffs and doing well as a team. That's the expectation. So there's pressure, and we're going to perform there.
Now that you guys have played a couple of games, what are you thinking about this team that was put together?
We're really dynamic. We got a lot of different aspects to what we can do, all the way from guys that start the game to guys in the second unit. We've got a lot of different guys out there that can contribute in many ways. So it's something different from the past, and that's exciting. And I think we have a lot of room to get better as well.
What do you like about this arena?
What do I like? I like the lighting, how the court's lit up and the stands are kind of dark. That's cool. I think they do that at the Staples Center for the Lakers games.
Does that bother you guys as far as it gets dark and all of a sudden it gets bright?
No, because the court's lit and the stands are darker. So it's cool. It's kind of like a stage. So it's all good.
Having played at the other two arenas, what's the difference between those two and this one?
This is a brand new, state of the art. They got digital advertising on the back, on the side of the hoop, all that. You can't compare it. So it's I had a great time at all those other places, but excited to be here.
What's the atmosphere like in this locker room compared to last year? The attitude of the team, the guys that are here.
It's different. We have an expectation of winning a lot of games, and we got a lot of great players here. And, we're all picking each other up, and it's about winning and being focused. So it's hard to compare. But I got to get to the airport now. So.
How do tonight's
performance and just being out there with the crowd, everything else?
It was great. I thought the crowd was great, especially for a preseason game. I think we didn't start off as good as we did against Philly. There was a lot of excitement from us as players, being here. There might have been a little bit of it. But, all in all, it was a really good game to take a lot of things from, good and bad. And it's really all you can do this season.
What happened at the end with you and AJ?
Started talking for no reason.
Do you expect to be playing at the end of a preseason game?
It caught me off guard when he called me back out there. I thought it was done.
What did you think of that?
It's cool. I mean, it's good. It's good to get in, some type of rhythm, get a chance to finish a game out. It was somewhat close when I went back in, so it's good to get in there and finish the game and get the win.
Avery said he wouldn't have done that, except this was the first game here. That it's good to get a win here, lead the crowd, let the crowd lead back.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. Looking at the basketball, Joe played 38 minutes. Just won the win. Explain.
Big night in Brooklyn tonight. Didn't expect to get weepy or anything. Were there any chills, or was it just all basketball?
It was all basketball. It's like I said, there was a lot of excitement. Like I said, we've been wanting to play in this building for a long time, so definitely exciting. It was fun. The atmosphere was great, and we look forward to playing many more here and win many more.
I mean, I know it's going to be a challenge. I mean, after all the league you have to go through last year plus, I mean, what did it mean to you here at the Brooklyn Championship?
It's great, man. I think it's great. Like I said, I think this atmosphere is going to be great coming November 1 and hopefully for the rest of the year. Especially if we take care of business at home. Should hope to be. We want a great crowd that's going to help us have a amazing home court advantage.
We asked you about after the first practice here, if there was anything particular about the building that struck you just in terms of playing in it, and then you go through the show this morning, that you had the actual game atmosphere. Was there anything in particular that surprised you visually or anything?
No, I like it. I think it's a great arena. The focus is all on the court. It's kind of like Staples Center where the lights are off and the backdrop and everything's just kind of focused on the court. It's a good shooting background. It shoots good. It's it has a good feel to the gym. The floor is nice. I love the floor. It's one of the kind.
You get used to it immediately, then it's not.
Yeah, we'll get used to it. While we're in here, we got 2 more games here, and I don't know how many more practices we have before the season starts. I know we got 1 for sure open practice, but that'll be enough.
I don't know if you noticed before the game, when you were shooting around, there was like drills sounding off, like sounding.
Yeah, it's been like that. It probably will be like that, I think, because of how many events they have here. It was like that when we had our first practice. It was chaos going on around the arena. So, something we get used to. And it's not really a distraction. When you're playing a game, people doing all types of stuff in the stands. So it's things that you just get used to.
If I said Brooklyn to you 2 or 3 years ago, what thing would have come to mind?
I don't know. Biggie. Jay-Z.
Does the thing with AJ, a little back and forth there, kind of show that, hey, this is our home court, like don't try to come here and
I wouldn't do anything. We just started talking. I'm home. I don't know what that means. It's all just like I'm home.
He's from Long Island, that's why he's from.
Okay. I'm not a tough guy. I just like to play basketball. I hate when people just, start talking for no reason. That's pretty much what it did. I guess he had some boys in the crowd he wanted to impress or something like that. While he can. No minutes he's gonna get this year.
But the crowd got your back though, right?
It's my home now, so yeah, I told him that.
Darren, what about talking in a good way? Are there more voices on the floor in your team this year?
Yeah, definitely. I think early on we were more communicating, and that's something we talked about. I think our defense was a lot better in that second half. Coach came in and we watched things on tape. So we weren't putting the effort that we should have been. I think we started getting after it a little bit more in the second half. We can play a lot better defensively than we did today. We had a lot of points in the paint, a lot of easy baskets. We got outworked a couple times, to lose balls. Little things you need to win games.
What do you think about CJ and what he's brought to you guys so far?
I've always been a CJ Watson fan. I think he had his career high on me before, so I know what he can do. He gave me 38 one game, so I've always been a fan of his. I think he's going to be a great player for me just because somebody when I go out of the game, I know he's going to pick up slack and keep things going, and then we can also play together, which is just the positive. So dominant between him and Joe, those things take care of.
How impressed are you with Joe's versatility out there? Style play, point, all that.
Stuff we knew, stuff you guys were worried about. We knew, and that's what makes him special. The versatility. You play 1 through 3, you can defend 1 through 3, and in some cases 4. How big Sean is. He can pass the ball. He has great court vision. So, we're definitely enjoying playing with him and having that luxury out there.
I think Coach said he's not going to play you guys starters a lot of minutes tomorrow up in Boston. So what about this stretch for you guys? This is obviously 4 games in 5 nights. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, it's coach's decision, and whatever he feels necessary, that's what he feels. So, and I think it is, a little weird. I don't know if I've ever had 4 or 5 nights in the preseason. So, I guess it is good to get the rest one night and come back and play, Thursday, Friday at home.
When do you think you guys will actually settle in? It's been so much fanfare. You got the Knicks November 1st. When will you actually settle into a rhythm?
Sooner the better. There's no really set timetable. We want to do it as fast as possible. That's why we have these preseason games. Why we've been playing hard and working hard in training camp. That's what we continue to do until everything clicks.
Okay, thank you.
All right, guys.
It was great, Just at the beginning, I was just smiling out there. It's so cool to see and be a part of. The fans were, a huge force for us. They were enjoying the game, very into it. They were a huge help.
And were you missing that?
It was good to have here. It was great to see that energy, especially at the end of the game when it was winding down in the closing seconds. Everyone standing up, cheering. That means a lot to us.
Brooke, you've always had a great shooting touch, but with a lot of time off last year, were you able to make that even better without being able to really play ball?
Yeah, when I couldn't really move as much, I had to stay shooting and do little hooks and baby hooks and stuff like that. That was really what I had to focus on. That was all I could do.
It seems like the degree of difficulty of the shots is going up for you a little bit, but you're still making a good percentage.
I always try to keep that soft touch. It's been a focus of mine. I work on it every day. It's routine.
Do you feel like Avery showed concerted effort to try and get you going early out there?
I'm glad he has that confidence in me. It felt like it. And I have to try to convert for him. If they're going to show that confidence in me, I have to finish. They get the ball for me. They get the ball to me. In good places, good positions where I can score easily.
How big of a test out there was going forward to kind of see where you're at?
He's a fantastic defender. Big body, great positional defense. Getting a hand up there, getting block shots. So it's a very good test. Very good shot.
What changed for you guys defensively coming in the second half?
We talked about just talking more, being more active, being more vocal, and trying to play off our defense, getting our offense. We have a lot of guys that are great in the open court. And, I think Hump's block at the close of the half was great for us. It brought a lot of energy, saved my butt. I turned the ball over on the pass, and it was a huge pick-me-up for our team.
What was the feeling you get when everybody started chanting?
Oh, it's awesome. And I hope that's the kind of energy we can expect every night. As long as we earn their respect, and play hard, play great basketball, I hope it's like that every night.
You get a sense of crowd, something special about basketball in that crowd.
Definitely, basketball is a huge thing out here. Athletics in general is, and we have fans who have fantastic basketball IQs, and I think that's great for us.
What do you think of the team's chemistry so far?
I think it's great. I think that you got to attribute that to D-Will having us out 3 weeks early before training camp, having us just hanging out, working out on the floor in unofficial workouts, getting to know each other on and off the court. It translates a lot.
Can you pinpoint what ways the locker room feels different than last year? What's the most noticeable?
Just the whole positive vibe and everything. Everyone's excited about the season. I don't know. Last time I was personally this excited for a season coming in. There's a lot expected of us. But I think our crowd's a huge benefit for us. They've been very welcoming. They're very excited for us as well. And, we definitely feed off that energy.
Was it a negative vibe last year? Was it an indifferent vibe? And what was the...
It was different. Yeah, it was different. And, I think that's one word I've been using a lot. These first few games definitely feel a lot different.
Since the day you got drafted, you've been hearing about this place. Was there a moment tonight when you went out there for warms or whatever and said, I'm finally playing basketball?
Yeah, it was crazy. Really for me, I I just heard about it. I remember Josh Boone telling me about it my rookie year. He's like, oh, Brooklyn, they've been talking about that for as long as I've been here for the last 3 years or whatever. And, you know, just walking out there, I had to try to hold back a smile as much as possible. I was really cheesing it, you know, grinning. It was so cool to see, you know, finally be here.
You've been involved in this from the beginning. You were at the press conference in April. You were at the ribbon cutting. You've been here consistently. How did it feel? I mean, you kind of talked about it, but
yeah.
Any different feeling today?
Oh, it was awesome.
Preseason game?
Yeah, it was awesome, you know. The fans didn't treat it like it, you know. We definitely wanted to come out and win it for them. You know, we were in it till the end. You know, and it was very cool. You know, like I said, you know, I was definitely smiling when I first came in the arena and saw everything. It was pretty cool.
2 straight games, strong performances on the boards too. I know you said that Saturday it's just about an effort thing. You want to use the same effort every day, but
you know, I gotta keep my focus. That's about one.
Does it help you personally knowing that the trade stuff is gone? It's now just about basketball and.
Yeah, you know, I heard about that for the longest time, you know, and I don't really read a lot of what you guys print or anything. No offense, you know. It just, you know, just helps me keep my focus on basketball. You know, so I try to ignore it as much as possible. But definitely, it is nice that there's none of that now. No question.
What do you think of Andrew?
Okay, guys. Yeah, I thought our second half was much better defensively. You know, the second unit and the whole team did a much better job on defense. We had a low-rated defense in the first half. We talked about it. We watched some video at halftime to see where our mistakes were on defense. And the guys responded. Joe got some good minutes with the second unit. We see some things that we like and some things we don't like. But more than anything, they got after it defensively. It was keyed by Josh Childress and C.J. Watson's defense. Deflections, steals, one-on-one defense. Blash did a good job of trying to anchor it inside. I thought there was a stretch there when Reggie Evans came in, even though he didn't play a lot of minutes. I thought there was a stretch in there where he played pretty good pick-and-roll defense to slow him down. And then, you know, all of our players, Darren made plays at the end. Wallace had a big shot there at the end, and it was just good to get a win in our home for the first time.
On Saturday, you pretty much just let the bench sink or swim in that fourth quarter, and you ended up in the overtime this time. Obviously, you had your starters out there. Was it just an intent to win this because it was the old?
Yeah, somewhat. I just thought it was important. Our fans were terrific. Oh my gosh. You know, when we get even more people in the building, it's going to be crazy. So we thought it was nice that our fans would go home with a good feeling about our team. We are a work in progress, but a lot of positives in the second half.
After selling, patience and this vision that you had for this team, what would it like to be here tonight and play this game from this crunch?
Well, again, I know. Those of you who've been around for the last 2 years that I've been here, I was trying to get really creative with some of my pregame and postgame speeches, and you know that, right? But there's only so, I started reading different books so I can try to say something different. But again, it's been all about vision, and Billy and I, we had a lot of, long nights dreaming about what we thought our roster could look like. And what we're really trying to do is build a team. We don't have to be the best individuals this year. We just got to be the best team. And that's something that I'm going to be preaching all year. Now, to be the best team, we definitely can't play defense like we played in the first half. That's subpar defense. And to go along with it, we missed some easy shots.
Some of that defense specifically inside, it seemed like they got a lot of open looks, especially early. Maybe didn't make them off the column.
Yeah, it wasn't just inside, Tim. It was inside and outside because you saw Beal got loose on us, Webster got loose on us. We showed it at halftime. And fortunately, because we got some veteran guys that are really coachable, I don't have to always specifically talk about team. If Gerald Wallace makes a mistake or Joe Johnson makes a mistake or Darren and so forth and so on, they are really receptive when you point out their mistakes individually. And I could see the look on their face, even though it's a preseason game, where they were saying, yes, I'll get it right the next time.
That's 2 straight games, pretty strong performances from C.J. Watson. Pretty positive on the left side of
Yeah, CJ's steady, and we had a little talk after shoot around, and I told CJ I need him to really give us some quality minutes tonight and then tomorrow night, and then sometime later on in the week I'll give him a break and let some of our other guys play.
Has he been better than maybe even you thought he would be so far, CJ, or is this what you expected from him?
No, he's been better. He's been better. We thought he was good, but he's good. He's good at what he does. He's not the most vocal person, so I guess he leaves that to me, right? But he knows what he's doing out on the floor. And he's physical. You know, he's a little guy, but he's physical. He gets in there, and when you have CJ out there with Josh Childress and also Joe, who guards defends his position well, that's what's important, because we know this is a perimeter-dominated league in this era of the NBA, and you got to be able to guard wing positions and point guards and keep your man in front of you. And CJ comes from a pretty good defensive system, so he's used to playing defense and used to getting challenged on the defensive end.
Hey, Coach, how about the, I mean, you mentioned the crowd got pretty loud in the second. How about the atmosphere as a whole?
I thought it was great. And I'm not just saying that. I just thought it was great. You know, once they started, you know, looking at the video pregame of the guys before they got introduced, you know, you saw the fans. The public address announcer didn't even have to tell them to stand up. You know, they were ready to cheer for our guys, and it was just nice to see. And also, anytime they holler Brooklyn, even though we're all trying to be focused and do our jobs, it's nice to hear that chant. And not only at home, but also on the road.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
One more.
Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, Ben.
With all the focus on the backcourt, what did it mean to you to get the production you did out of the centers today?
Centers were pretty good. You know, they're trying to defend the paint. They're active inside. I thought Brook rebounded the ball well. I thought he was big in the paint defensively, especially in the third quarter. I thought offensively he was, you know, reading the defense pretty good. Single coverage, he tried to score. Double coverage, he made some good passes. Fortunately for us this year, we got two big guys, centers, that can really pass the ball. I won't say they can pass it as good as our guards, but for big guys and centers, they can pass the basketball, and it's fun to watch. Okay, thanks.